performance artist. She's
What am
a
I?
poet,
What am I doing?
and she has her own asteroid belt.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I have to do that
that's
joke
okay.
every time.
That's okay.
Janet Kuypers.
See you because he was late. He was at work and I was so get to be here. And so sorry about that.
Hi, hello there. I thought I would pull some poems from different books to read for you guys. These are probably not happier sounding ones, but we'll see what we can do. This first one, this is off a book called Say Nothing, which is oxymoronic that I'm going to read it to you, and it's called Say Nothing. But this is a poem from it, and it's called Key to Survival. It's in 4 parts. Have you ever seen someone who has a flock of people around them and that someone is just naturally talking, but people are just actually wanting to get closer to them like moths to a flame? People are there like suntan high school girls facing this person's bright light, wanting to soak them all in and hoping that they'll be more beautiful for it. When you see this person, everyone is smiling, circled around this special someone. It's like animal magnetism. You can't help but try to nudge in, to hear their words and try to get a little of that narcotic for yourself. It's like being a child again, with that ton of kids in a candy store and someone's giving out free candy and all the kids are just so thrilled because they're all grinning from ear to ear. You haven't even gotten close enough to them to actually hear their words, but you're already starting to smile. Have you ever met someone standing at the corner of an intersection? They look dirty and disheveled, and you try to keep your distance because you're guessing they're homeless and asking for money, but you have to pass them, and you have to be right across the street in your way, and you try to walk on the farthest edge of the sidewalk, but then you catch their wild gut gestures with your peripheral visions, and you just see their face contorting like they're having a great debate with no one. And it's like they're giving the speech of a lifetime to no one. Because, you see, no one wants to listen. Even though this is a madman raving, everyone knows it, so you just try to ignore them, and you try to make a point to not listen. I mean, there's a lot of noise that's going around here anyway. You know, cars are going by honking their horns, there's a low rumble of other people talking nearby, the shuffle of your own footsteps. Well, this is just another one of those noises. You don't want to hear them, but you have this bad feeling about them. So as soon as you got there, you get this feeling, so just ignore them, and hopefully they'll just go away. I knew of a woman who went on a date with a male friend of mine, and after the date, the guy talked about how great she was, and they talked about their futures and what they both wanted, and he even talked about the inside of her place, and after he left messages for her repeatedly, she never called him back again. Saw this woman weeks later at a Starbucks, and she said she felt bad, but she never wanted to see him again because during their date, they never talked about what they wanted. He just talked about what he wanted, like how she wouldn't work because he would make all the money and he'd be the one making all of the money. And he would also tell him how many of his children that she would bear. She wouldn't even let him into her house. Does that mean he was looking into her window? And then she said that after the date, she showered for hours because she felt mentally raped. Poor girl. She saw someone who seemed nice, but it took her only just a few minutes to see that she was actually find out what this person was really like. Sometimes you look at people and you just know. Sometimes it takes you a little while, but people can't hide their souls forever. Everyone gets feelings about someone, whether or not they want to admit it. It's not women's intuition. Men feel it too. You get this feeling in your chest, and when you see something good and you want to just get this feeling that just goes right to the pit of your stomach when you see someone bad, someone who looks at people that you just know, and you just look at them and you just know. You try to do anything you can to avoid dealing with them and avoid getting that feeling again. And so you can't hide that feeling from your soul forever. I mean, it catches up to you. You can't leave it when you least expect it. It's right there and it catches up to you. Sometimes you just know. You felt it. I felt it too. We know what to run to and we know what to steer clear of. We've got to. It's in our nature. It's our key to happiness and our key to survival. This one is a true story, and it's called 13 Seconds. A woman from my town jumped from a bridge. There was a creek nearby, 10 feet wide, 2 feet deep. And I didn't know her, but we thought about it, her jumping to her death. And we calculated at the height she jumped from, at the speed while she was falling. It took her 13 seconds to fall to her death. 13 seconds. She thought for 13 seconds before she died. And the thing is, she might fall through some of those nearby tree branches. We thought of that too. The silver maple trees might have held her back, slowed her down. Well, she hit those trees, and they didn't save her. So this is what I think of those 13 seconds, give or take. That's what I think of. I'm giving you the moody ones. Sorry, different themes for moody ones. This one is called I'm Sure We Killed It. And thank you all very much for listening. This one's called I'm Sure We Killed It. On the Galapagos Islands, there were specific species of animals that would develop to accommodate their immediate surroundings, and everything fits with nature. Think of trees around the world. There seems to be a tree for nearly every animal. The eucalyptus needs a koala bear, woodpeckers make holes in trees, and they even think of the leapfrogs and the traversing of the monkeys in the trees, and they all have certain dead grasses that are needed for locusts. Animals thrive around trees, producing food that they can eat. In nature, every tree has a niche, and everything fills its need. Unlike animals, we humans don't have a single tree. We cut them down for buildings and heating our homes. We cut rainforests to plant more orange groves, so our concentrate orange juice can be a little bit cheaper. We cherish some for food, but destroy others. We destroy our rainforests, which counteract the human effects of global warming. We destroy our rainforests that possibly possess the natural cures for diseases that help kill ourselves. Maybe that's what we get. And maybe there once was a single tree for humans, but I'm sure we killed it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.